Hey everyone, Shemim here and welcome to a video showcasing the best ways to find the best young talent on FIFA 21 utilizing your youth academy in career mode. Now we'll start with the basics. If we move across, the youth academy is still in the same place. However, there are some changes, the main one being that this year you will start with a scout. Now, the scout will very much depend on what level you start at. For example, here with Manchester United in the Premiership, we have got a 4-star, 5-star scout. I have also started a career mode with a League 2 side, and we've got a 1-star, 1-star scout, so it does depend on where you start. We'll also hire another couple of scouts while we are here. Now, as you can see, again, there are 2 sets of stars, experience and judgment. Now, it does say this along the top, but essentially experience will determine how many players the scout brings back in each report. The more stars, the more players they'll bring back. And judgment determines how good those players will be. For example, if you pick Reggie West at the bottom, a 1-star, 1-star, you're not going to get very many players come back and they're not going to be very good. There is a chance of still getting a very good player from him, but it's a lot less than, say, someone like Martin Castro, who's going to bring back quite a few players, and they're all going to be as good as they can possibly be. There will still be some duds with Martin, but he's got the higher likelihood of bringing back an absolutely wonderful, wonderful player. So we'll sign up Martin Castro. We'll also see if we can get a 3rd scout. We will go, what looks like, for another 4-star, 5-star. There we go. So we've got 4 scouts, all 4-star, 5-star now, which means they're all going to bring back a decent amount of players, and they're all going to bring back some high-quality players. Now, let's talk about where to send these scouts to, because this has always been a highly debated thing over the last few years. Now, there is talk that certain places will bring back certain quality players. It's never really been confirmed, but we'll have a quick look. I believe the consensus is that you want to try and find one of the higher cost countries to send your scout to. The higher cost countries, for example, you see these are 114,000. These are where you're going to find the better players. South America here as well is quite expensive. However, if you go across to, say, Asia, it's a lot cheaper to scout, but there's a lot less chance of bringing back a world-class player. Now, that is the general consensus. Nothing has been confirmed on that, but that is generally what does happen. However, there has been rumours that Canada brings back some very OP players, mainly because the studio that creates the game is based in Vancouver, Canada. So that's the rumour behind getting some very good players from there. There's also unofficial guides that will say that sending scouts to certain parts of the world will bring you back some very good players. So, for example, I'll go through these. If you're looking for attackers, the best place to send your scouts to will be Argentina, Brazil, Japan, China, Asia, basically all of North America, or Northern Europe or Australia. Defensive-minded players are best to search in South America, Northern Europe, rest of Europe and Australia. Physically strong players tend to arrive more in Africa, North America, Northern Europe, rest of Europe and Australia. Playmakers are easily found in Central Europe, Japan, Asia, the rest of Asia really, Italy, Spain, Portugal and the rest of Southern Europe. Technically gifted players are generally easily found in Argentina, Brazil, or basically all of South America, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Central Europe. And wingers are generally found easier in Japan, China, Africa, Argentina, Brazil, or Italy, Spain, and Portugal as well. Goalkeepers, you'll just find everywhere, to be honest. So that would mean that if you want the chance to get the best players, the best places to scout are going to be Argentina, Brazil, Italy, Spain, Portugal, really anywhere in Central Europe, anywhere in Southern Europe, I would say. So basically anywhere Central, Southern Europe is pretty strong, as well as anywhere in South America, really. Mainly, I would go for Argentina, Brazil, Italy, Spain, and Portugal if you're looking to really build your youth academy quickly. I do like to spread around the place. Should we give this a try then? So let's go for example, they say Brazil is one of the best places to go. So let's scout Brazil for 3 months. And then with Castro, let's scout his native Spain, which is also an unofficial rumour. that if you send a scout to the nation they are from, they will bring back more players as well. We'll give that a try. And for Joshua Vervoort, let's go to somewhere that would essentially be on the lower end. So let's go to New Zealand. So that's where we're apparently least likely to find the best players from. So let's give that a try. And one other thing that's changed this year is we will now have some youth players when we do come into the game straight off the bat. As you can see, we've got a small youth academy, a couple of good players, and some mediocre ones as well, which is pretty nice. Let me just clear some space out of the youth academy now then for our players that are going to be coming back. And we will sim forward a month and see what these scouts do achieve. Oh. Yes, okay, that's fine. I nearly accidentally promoted that one to the main squad instead. So let's sim forward a month, and I'll continue giving you some more details. So yeah, I think from what I understand, it seems like it might be beneficial to send your scouts to certain places. However, I would say that if you do have 3 very good scouts, you're going to bring back very good players no matter where you send them to. If you're looking desperately to try and fill your academy quickly, I would suggest maybe the likes of, like I said, Argentina, Brazil, Italy, Spain and Portugal do seem to be the best, quickest ones to do. However, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I like to scout many different places and really build up a very varied academy. Because if you do have 3 very good scouts, you're going to fill that academy up in absolutely no time, to be honest. You can also scout for specific types of players, like Playmaker, which will bring back mainly central midfielders. Technically Gifted will bring back midfielders and attackers, mainly your dribblers. Wingers, of course, will bring back, as you'd expect, left mids, left wings and right wings, but they also do bring back some cams and strikers as well. Attackers will bring you back cams, centre forwards and strikers. Physically strong will find you mostly left backs, right backs, centre backs, also central defensive midfielders, centre midfielders or strikers. Defensive minded will bring back centre backs, right backs, left backs, central defensive midfielders and maybe the odd central midfielder as well. And goalkeepers, well, you can guess that, I'll bring you back goalkeepers, won't it really? So let's see what our scouts have brought back. On that little trial run out. Let's have a look. So, oh, that's the youth academy. That's the youth squad. We don't need to look at that, do we? Let's have a look at the scouts then. So the first one is the man. That's the academy again. I'm not doing very well here, am I? There we go. So the first one is the man we sent to New Zealand. As you can see, only brought back 4 players. So that does show that maybe New Zealand is not a very good place to scout. These ones that are lower value only bringing back a very small amount of players. We'll take Sam Hayward in and we'll continue scouting the rest of these. Let's look at that in comparison to Spain. Again, only 4 players actually. Okay. I take it back then. Maybe this is pretty odd because in the tests that I've run, I've been getting a lot more players than that. Then into Brazil, again, just 4 players. That's very interesting. But Brazil, we have obviously brought back the best player in Kleber Fernandez at the moment. So only 4 players from each scout. That is very odd. Normally, I would expect at least 6 to 8. So let's sim forward another month then, because all 4 scouts only bring back 4 players, and we signed 1 from each. That's the wrong button. Let's move forward to the 2nd of next month. I keep getting confused on which one. There we go. Into September. There we go. Yes, so it's really useful to sort of spread yourself around. I think it's if you are looking at specific players, then you can utilize those 2 things together. So you can utilize the player type you're looking for when you create a scouting network, and you can also utilize that with the countries that I mentioned earlier. So if you are looking for a strong centre-back, searching for defensively minded or physically strong players in the likes of Africa or North America or Northern Europe is probably going to bring you back the better players. Or on the other hand, if you are looking for a pacey winger, and then probably the best place to go to would be Argentina, Brazil, or Japan and China seems to do very well with wingers as well. But I don't tend to do that. I tend to just search for any whenever I do scouting. Just search for any because you'll be... I don't want to hold myself back. I want to keep bringing back as many great players as possible. Like I said, eventually, if you do have 3 very good scouts, you'll fill your youth academy up with incredible players anyway. Incredible players. I'll also talk you through what I look for when we get the scout reports in. and the sort of criteria that I try and use as well. We're not doing very well here as Manchester United, are we? What's that, 1 win this month? Hopefully we don't get sacked before I finish recording this video. So let's have a look at the second month's worth of scout reports. There we go. So we now have a few more in this one. I think we left 3 in here. So we've got 6 this time. One of the players has already gone somewhere. Bobby Wilkes is a good player from New Zealand. So we are actually finding some good players. Oh my god, we've got quite a few good players here. Adam Garner. Cameron Johnson. Oh, wow. Zachary Wild. So there's me saying that New Zealand is very weak. But look at this. We've pulled off some incredible players here from New Zealand. That was about 4 fantastic players. So, like I said, I don't think it really matters where you send your scouts to be honest, because they really can be incredible. Look at this one. Jose Caballero, 78 to 94. 71 to 94 as well. 69 to 94. I mean, this is what I said. With 3 good scouts, you'll fill your youth academy up with incredible players in no time. Across to Brazil, 69 to 94. Now, what I generally look for is, because you are going to fill your academy up and you are going to fill your squad up with incredible players, I only really want players that are going to be 85 and plus. So I'll only ever look at players where the top number is at the max at 94. I'll try and get them signed up and keep them in the youth academy. Then what that will do is every month when we do get the monthly squad report through, if anybody's top number drops below 94, like this one here, Rafael Vera, I will just release because I don't think he's going to be good enough for us. Like I said, I want to get to the point where the players are looking at 85 to 94 a minimum. Got a 78 to 94 there as well. So yeah, I'll keep most of these. Hayward will go now because he's maximum is 88. That's not going to be good enough for me. So that's generally what I do. I try and make sure that all the players we get are going to be good. If you are lower down in the leagues, then maybe it's worth looking at the current ability as well. Plus, there's also money to be made. If we skip on for the 3rd month and see what these scouts bring back again. Yeah, there is also money to be made. Now, this is another important thing you can use the academy for. If you're lower down in the leagues, for example, I'm going to be doing a Youth Squad Legends career mode pretty soon with Harrogate Town. We're starting as the lowest rated team in English football. That's going to be pretty fun because they basically have no good players. Every single player they've got is under 60 rated, I believe. So it's going to be very difficult to really do that one. So we're going to have to really bring through a lot of players from the academy. And we're looking in that one not just for players that have good potentials, but for players we can use now. So it very much depends on what sort of career mode you're doing. If you are a career mode like this, where we're Manchester United, we're solely just looking at the potential. However, if you are doing a lower level one, like a Youth Squad Legends sort of career mode, or a Road to Glory where you're starting off in League 2, you can also do it the other way around, and we'll show you that in a second. Let's have a quick look and see what these scouts have brought in this time. So we've got that's not what I wanted, there we go. So the final set of scouting we've got here from New Zealand. 67 to 93, we'll take you in just in case. So that's the end of that one. I wouldn't take any of these other players because they're not that great. But again, if you were lower down, I'm just looking at potential, but you would look at overalls if you were lower down. None of these are really going to set the world afire, are they? The best one potentially could be... Where was he? And there was one that was 45 to 61. They're probably not going to be that good, really. 47 to 63 could be useful for you at the lower level. And we'll look into the next one then, which is Spain. Again, we would look at... I look at potential. That wouldn't be good enough for me. That is definitely good enough. And that is very good as well because if you look at the lower end, the overall is currently anywhere between 54 and 72. So if you are a lower league team, you know this is the sort of player that could walk straight into your first team, not just be a potential superstar. And with a lower level scouts, you can still find players like this. And we filled the academy up. You can still find players like this. But at the same time, it means that... you're going to find them at a much lower rate, essentially, is what it means. I mean, having the best scouts, you find the better players. I mean, we didn't do very well there from Brazil. But let's have a look then after our 3 months of scouting with the 3 5-star, 4-star scouts. We have a full academy. Lovely. Now we can set by overall, so you can see our highest rated and lowest rated. So at the moment, we've got Richards as a 64 rated, 87 to 94 potential. That's the sort of player I would take up into my squad. Alfonso Xavier is 63 rated, 76 to 94. Now I would leave him in here until I know he's going to be mid-80s. That's what I want, mid-80s on the lower end of the potential. I mean, if I was lower down the leagues, Richards I would take up straight away. If this was part of my career mode with Harrogate, then Richards would instantly become the best player I have in my first team. I would also take someone like Wilk straight in there as well, 61 rated. But yeah, because I'm a higher level team at the moment, I just want to see how these players' potentials look. And again, as soon as they drop under a certain level, I will remove them. So like I said, I go for the fact that I want all my players to be at least an 85 before I bring them in. Potential. So any player that sort of drops a bit lower, I mean, if it's not a 90 in the top end, I won't bother anymore. I'll just get rid of them. So release all of these because they're not 90. There we go. So potential-wise, if you sort that, does it sort by... It does, so it sorts by the highest potential guaranteed. So there you go. Gives you a rough idea of the sort of players we're looking at. One other thing you can do in the Youth Academy now this year then is the development plan. You can see it here. I've already done it for Finley Richards, but we can have a look at one of the other ones. For example, Cameron Johnson here. We press on him with X, then we go to development plan. Now, development plan will bring up all of the stats here for Cameron Johnson. As you can see, he's got some decent pace at 70, decent physical at 75 as well, but his shooting, passing, dribbling, defending are not that great. At the moment, he is just gradually progressing in every single stat evenly. However, we want to make him into a much more dedicated striker. So he looks like he's going to be a big physical man, so I think it looks like a target man could be good for him. He's got high physicality already, but we want to improve some of his other things as well, maybe like heading accuracy and stuff like that. So maybe we went to target man. As you can see, it would then change the way his stats progress. So instead of progressing naturally across everything, he will now progress in finishing, short passing, balance, reactions, ball control, heading accuracy, jumping, stamina and strength more, and his attacking work rate would also be pushed as well. So that's fantastic to see. We'll do that. We could change it as well. We could go for poacher, which will make his sprint speed and his shooting ability a lot higher. Mobile striker again would be those stats, and complete striker would be those stats. So it's very interesting to sort of try and develop the sort of player you are looking for. With going with these as well, you can see that going with mobile striker would improve his skill moves. Going with complete striker would improve his weak foot as well. And as you can see at the top, it says complete striker and then the progress bar and then an ETA. The ETA is 8 weeks, and that essentially is how long it's going to take him to hit the next stat level if everything stays the same. If his game time and his form all stays the same, he will hit level 59 in roughly 8 weeks. So that's about as much as I've got to tell you about the Youth Academy on this year's game. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video and it all made sense. If it doesn't make any sense in any way, then please do drop a comment down below. I'll try my hardest to answer as many questions as I can, or other people can help you out as well. Let me know the best player you found in your Youth Academy in FIFA 21. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Of course, subscribe if you would like to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for some more FIFA 21 Career Mode videos. Bye.